everyone, I'm Joe. Welcome to my channel, AGTV for Life. I made this video a couple of years ago and it hasn't gotten too much attention, but since it's October and I would imagine that you are interested in crafting some candy for your dolls, I figured I would do a little refresh of some of the content in this video, push this out to you again. I hope it's of use to you. I made a lot of candy for my dolls recently. Let me show it to you. And here are the candies we're going to make in this video. Now, I should have mentioned the only one that has something inside the wrapper is the Twizzlers, and I'm going to show you how to make that licorice that you see here on the screen. The others are basically just wrappers with some stuffing inside. Let's go through the supply list. You're going to need a roll of packing tape, Mod Podge or clear nail polish, transparent tape. This is the transparent tape that you're going to need. Access to a printer with paper, obviously, a straw, some red clay. You can use air dry clay or clay that you bake, clear cellophane paper, foam, and this is what you're going to use to stuff the candies, a clay extruder, and we'll talk about that in just a second, and scissors. Let's come back to the clay extruder. Here it is. This is the one I purchased a couple of years ago, and I'm an Amazon associate, so if you use my link below, I'll get a small commission, probably 5 cents or 10 cents. I don't really know, but everything adds up and helps. So if you can buy it using this link, I would appreciate that. The one thing is the picture that I originally showed you has it for $7.99, and I just checked Amazon and right now it's $8.49, and it looks like if you wanted it, you can get it in one day. So have at it. Here's a visual of the supplies you're going to need. There's just a couple of things I need to mention is I use a razor for a lot of the trimming of the candies, and that's why you're looking at that here, and I did not include a pair of scissors, but you're definitely going to need them. If you decide to get clay that needs to get baked in the oven, you're going to need a sheet pan, and you'll also need some parchment paper. Oh, by the way, don't forget to get a bag of Halloween candy because you're going to need the candy to get the wrappers. Here's the candy that I selected from the bag I purchased. You can make any candy. It depends on what you have in your bag. So you want to open up all the candies and be really careful so that you do not rip the wrappers. I'm going to speed this up. Now let's tape our wrappers to a white piece of paper so that we can print them. Now you're ready to put it on the printer and print it at 45% ratio. And this is what you'll end up with. Now cut out all of the candy wrappers. Now we're going to coat the candy papers with our packing tape. And once again, let's put some music on and speed this process up. Now let's assemble our candies. We need scissors, the foam or styrofoam, whatever you have, your razor blade, and tape. We're going to assemble all candies except for the Twizzlers. So let's grab those pieces and get started. You want to measure a piece of the foam that you're going to put inside the candy. Then cut it with your razor blade. I like using a razor blade because you get nice clean lines. So we're going to repeat this similar process that you're watching right now for all the candies except for the Twizzlers. The next step of this process is to make some pretend Reese's Pieces, and we're going to cut the straw into small little pieces so we can put them inside the wrapper here, and then it will at least make a little noise when you shake it around. And tape the end. 4 of our candies are done. Now we're going to work on our Twizzlers. Let's grab our clay and break off a small piece and condition it so it's nice and soft and put it in the end of the extruder. Now let's put the top on it and pick this piece and use that. This piece is what we need to make the spiral design. Just keep turning the handle until a long piece comes out because we're going to be shaping the piece. Now we're going to gently pull these pieces to make them thinner than the way that they come out of the extruder because they're just a little too chunky and thick, and we need them to be smaller so that they're more dolly size scale, or at least a third scale is what I like to think of it as. And if you're not really gentle with this, you'll break your clay. So just keep pulling little small sections to stretch it out. And once you have it stretched out, then we're going to start twisting it. I would just caution you to be really gentle when you're doing this and keep an eye on the design that's forming, because you want to make sure it's pretty consistent in terms of the spiral effect that you're getting, and you don't want the spirals to be too big or too spaced out, and they should look something similar to what you're looking at here on the screen. Now let's preheat the oven. I set the temperature for something like this to 235. And while it's preheating, let's prepare our baking pan and line it with parchment paper, and then place the clay on the parchment paper and bake it for 25 minutes. Once it's done baking and cools off, we'll be ready to coat it. And you can see when they come out, they're nice and hard. You can use any of these products to coat it. I'm going to use all 3 and show you that there really isn't any difference. Let's start the coating process. Now that they're dry, let's remove them from this drying stand, I guess I'll call it, and get ready to cut them to the sizes we want so that we can make our mini Twizzlers. I think they came out so good. What do you think? Now let's make our cellophane Twizzler wrappers. So you want to grab that piece of cellophane we talked about in the beginning of the video, measure it, and slip the paper Twizzlers insert inside to just check for size and figure out where you want to cut it. And then once you do that, you'll have to tape up the edges. Now we need to cut our licorice. Don't you think it looks pretty realistic? Look at this. You'll see here, and I know I have the video on fast because it's already longer than I like my videos to be. I'm coating the ends with the nail polish just to give it more of a finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm really interested in what you think about everything. So please feel free to leave a comment below, share this video, give it a thumbs up. And I'm interested to know whether or not you're going to try to make Halloween candy, especially the Twizzlers. And if you actually do it, make sure you circle back and let me know how everything came out. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I sure hope you do, and press that notification bell so that you get an alert when I post new videos. And here's a couple of pictures of my dolls with their little candy pails. One last thing, I have an Instagram account and I use the same handle there, which is AGTV4Life. So if you don't follow me there, I sure hope you do, because I do post a lot of reels and pictures on Instagram that are oftentimes different than what you see here on YouTube. I have an Etsy shop and also a website that has some free printables and information on it. So check everything out. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.